Money ain't God, but through him, my relationship with money changed.
And what is that? Break that down.
It's not my problem.
What do you mean?
It's not my problem. It's his problem. And it always...
Y'all, why did they just clown Tamar Braxton in the wildest way possible and get the internet thinking this whole near-death scare wasn't just some random accident? The same night Tamar almost lost her life, bleeding, broken, and inside her own home, he was out partying with her. When folks pressed him about what really went down, he didn't call her his friend, his sis, or even Tamar. He coldly brushed her off as the lady, because as he put it, she always stays on the front lines. But let's be real, no one just wakes up with a fractured nose, busted teeth, and blood everywhere without something serious going on. Tamar herself admitted she almost died, and doesn't even know how it happened. And here's the kicker. Fans online are already whispering about voodoo rituals gone wrong, shady friends, and even an industry cover-up. I'm diving into every piece of this messy puzzle, from Tamar's cryptic post to Funky Diva's nonchalant shade, and why some people think this wasn't an accident at all. Stay tuned, because the tea is even darker. Oh, and here's what Tamar herself recently revealed. She hopped on Instagram stories and dropped a bomb that left fans shook. With Michael Keator's Spirit Lead Me playing in the background, she wrote, "She didn't stop there." Tamar explained that she fractured her nose, lost several teeth, and even suffered mobility issues. But the pain wasn't just physical. She admitted the experience completely changed the way she looks at life. Well, that confession immediately sparked panic. Fans rushed to ask the obvious. How does someone wake up in a pool of blood with a broken nose, have no clue what happened, yet still find time to write on Instagram? One fan wrote, like, what in the world? Did somebody deck her and she lost consciousness? How do you wake up missing 4 teeth? Sounds like a scene out of The Hangover. I hope nobody harmed her. Another person added, Funky Dineva calling Tamar, that lady is classic disassociation. That was your friend. The same one who took you out on your birthday the night before. Why so cold? And this is where things get sticky, because Funky Dineva was literally with her the night before, celebrating his birthday, partying, and dining out. Yet just hours later, Tamar was posting like she had almost lost her whole life. The internet immediately started connecting the dots. Was Tamar jumped? Did something go down inside that house? Or were the whispers true? That she might have been dabbling in something spiritual that went horribly wrong? Well, y'all, that's when Funky Dineva's comments made everything sound even messier. Funky Dineva, aka Quentin Leem, didn't stay quiet. He hopped online to address the situation. But instead of defending Tamar or showing concern, his response left folks scratching their heads. In his own words, Funky said, "I don't know what happened to that lady. We went out Saturday night. We went to Ruth's Chris, ate, and had a good time. Then we went down to B12 for my birthday. Y'all saw the video. Afterwards, the car dropped us off at Tamar's house. I didn't go upstairs. I went to my car and met James Knox at BJ Rooster, then went home."
I don't know what happened to the lady.
We went out. What night that was? We went out. Saturday night. We went out Saturday night. We went to the Roof Chris. We ate. We had a good time. She was like, "Let's turn up for your birthday." We went down to the V12. Shouts out to Vinny and all the people at V12. That's the video y'all saw. Or whatever, with us walking in, them making a whole lot of noise. We left there. We all got in the car together. The car dropped us off at Tamar's house. I didn't go upstairs. I went to my car. I went and met James Knox at BJ Rooster, and I came home.
Notice that he didn't say Tamar, my friend, or even sis. He called her the lady. And that just feels wrong, because if you were with someone only hours before they almost died, would you really distance yourself that coldly? But here's the kicker. Funky admitted that Tamar texted him the next morning asking for Dr. Heavenly's number, the Atlanta dentist and reality star known for emergency veneers. Funky claimed he thought it was just a tooth issue, but later Tamar was posting about blood, broken bones, and almost dying. But the timeline looks suspicious. Just hours earlier they were out turning up, and everything seemed fine. Yet by morning, Tamar was calling around for a dentist in emergency mode. Fans instantly suspected that something happened that Funky wasn't saying out loud. One fan on X tweeted, "Nah, Funky knew something was off." That lady comment was him distancing himself before the storm hit. Classic Funky move. Another speculated that Funky was being shady because he didn't approve of whoever Tamar was with that night, and he wanted to clear his name before the blogs dragged him. Ooh, clock it. Whether it was intentional shade or just Funky being funky, his detached tone added gasoline to an already burning fire. Instead of shutting down the rumors, his statement made them worse. People started asking, did Funky clown Tamar because he knew she was playing with something darker than she should have been handling? And that's when the focus shifted from injuries to rituals. While Tamar was asking for prayers and trying to heal, her own family added fuel to the fire. Her sister Tamar Braxton hopped on live and made a statement that caught everybody off guard. When Tamar mentioned doing Bible study to fight off demons and witchcraft, Tony brushed it off and said that book was written by a racist white man.
Okay, I gotta call you back. I'm about to have Bible study.
Why?
Cause I'm saved. And I read the word. Because it's important to know the word. How else we gonna battle all these demons and witchcraft? How else you gonna do it?
There are other books.
Girl, get off of my phone, girlfriend. Get off of my phone. I'll call you back.
I mean, that book was written by a racist white
Girl, goodbye, girl. I'll call you in an hour.
Now, for a family that grew up deep in the church, that comment shocked fans. People immediately felt like the Braxton sisters weren't just dealing with injuries. They were at odds over faith, spirituality, and maybe even rituals. One scripture that popped up in the debate was 1 Timothy 4 verse 1. Now the Spirit expressly says that in later times some will depart from the faith, giving heed to deceiving spirits and doctrines of demons. Fans online tied that verse directly to Tony's comment, with some even suggesting that Tamar wasn't just hurt physically. She might have been spiritually under attack. And Tamar didn't make things any calmer. In past interviews, she admitted she doesn't go to church anymore, but claims she hears God's voice in private moments, even saying he once spoke to her while she was in the shower. That's when the whispers about voodoo rituals started swirling even harder. People pointed out how Tamar's words about battling demons lined up with her sister dismissing the Bible and Funky Dineva detaching himself by calling her the lady. I can sum it up perfectly, it's giving spiritual warfare. Tamar said demons. Tony said forget the Bible. Funky said the lady. None of this feels like coincidence. But by this point, concern for Tamar's health had turned into full-on conspiracy talk. Was she involved in something dark, and is that what nearly took her out? Because y'all, this isn't the first time Tamar's life spiraled into tragedy and whispers. Back in 2020, she was rushed to the hospital after being found unconscious in a Los Angeles hotel room. At the time, reports claimed it was a possible overdose. But her partner, David Adefisio, said she had mixed alcohol and prescription pills. That incident already had folks worried about her mental health. Tamar later admitted it wasn't just a one-off moment. She had actually attempted to take her own life because of the overwhelming pressure she was under. In her own words, Tamar confessed, "That time in my life was so dark and so heavy. I didn't see how I was going to come out on the other side." She revealed how family drama, a crumbling career, and industry pressure had pushed her to the edge. And let's not forget, just last year, Tamar went public again saying she was heading back into treatment because her marriage and family issues were tearing her apart. She admitted, "Y'all have no idea. The gaslighting is crazy. I'm going back into treatment. I just pray that my marriage can be saved and my life can be spared. My family is awful." So when fans heard her latest near-death confession, they didn't see it as an isolated accident. They started connecting dots. To them, Tamar has always been battling demons, both personal and spiritual, and every time she falls into one of these life-or-death situations, it's surrounded by mystery, family feuds, and industry whispers. Which brings us back to the present. If Tamar truly didn't know what happened to her this time, was it just another breakdown? Or did something or someone else push her over the edge? That's exactly why theories about a failed ritual caught on so fast. People felt like Tamar was playing with forces and people far darker than she admitted. And when the internet started piecing it all together, The fan theories went wild. By now, the internet had completely lost it. Deva's story didn't add up. Funky Dineva's "the lady" comment felt cold. Tony's Bible shade only deepened the confusion. So fans did what fans always do, they turned detective. One viral thread broke it down into 9 possible scenarios that people were whispering about. Funky Dineva himself put hands on Tamar. Vince, her ex-husband, showed up and things turned violent. Tamar attempted again. She was creeping with Mendices or YK and got caught. She had a seizure and collapsed. A demon literally attacked her. A cover-up for plastic surgery gone wrong. She got jumped by friends. Michelle ran up on her. That list went viral because honestly, Tamar's history made each one sound believable in its own twisted way. And here's where it gets darker. Tamar herself hinted at demons. Tony dismissed the Bible. Funky cracked jokes. That combination had folks convinced this wasn't just bad luck, it was a spiritual battle. Some fans even tied it back to Atlanta's underground scene, where celebrity parties are rumored to dabble in rituals and protection work. Funky Dineva is known for throwing shade, but the way he acted almost looked like he was trying to scrub his hands clean before the blogs pinned him to anything occult. Add another layer. Tamar asked for Dr. Heavenly's number right before her post. Why would she call a dentist first if she was bleeding out and fractured? That fueled the cosmetic surgery cover-up theory. Maybe this was a secret procedure gone wrong, spun into a traumatic accident. Either way, the damage was done. Tamar's name was back in the headlines, Funky looked shady, and fans felt like the truth was being hidden. But the connections didn't stop there. Other celebs' names started creeping into the conversation. And that's when things turned even messier. You can't ignore the people orbiting around Tamar. They always seem to get dragged into the storm. First up, her ex-husband Vince Herbert. Theories flew that maybe he showed up. Tempers flared, and things turned violent. Vince has a history of drama with Tamar, so people online didn't hesitate to throw his name into the plot. And then there's Michelle. Their beef has been public for years, with both trading shade on stage and online. One of the wilder theories was that Michelle might have run up on Tamar after years of pent-up tension. Proof? None. But fans ran with it anyway, imagining industry beef turning physical. Another name? Mendices from Love and Hip Hop. Whispers claim Tamar was creeping with him or someone in his circle, sparking jealousy and chaos. Again, nothing confirmed, but fans love a messy subplot. And let's not forget Dr. Heavenly, the Atlanta dentist Tamar texted about veneers right before her health scare. Fans thought it was strange she reached for a dentist's number instead of 911. To some, that screamed cosmetic cover-up. Meanwhile, whispers about Atlanta's celebrity party scene kept bubbling. People swore rituals, sacrifices, and protection work explained why Tamar's situation looked so off. So when you add Tony Braxton dismissing the Bible and Funky Dineva's cold tone, the picture started to look bigger than a random accident. By this point, fans weren't just questioning Tamar's health. They were questioning whether this whole circle of celebs was hiding something ugly behind the scenes. And that left the internet with one big question. Was Tamar Braxton really the victim of an accident? Or was she caught in the middle of a ritual gone wrong? At the end of the day, Tamar's story still doesn't make sense. She says she doesn't even know what happened. Funky's out here calling her the lady. Tony's dismissing the Bible like it's just another book. And fans are convinced something dark went down behind the scenes. I know we're getting close to Halloween, but y'all, make it make sense. Whether this was a freak accident or a failed voodoo ritual, it's just another chapter in Tamar's long fight with demons, both personal and spiritual. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. This woman is fighting battles way bigger than she's letting on. And honestly, it feels like the story is only halfway told. Because every time Tamar shows us a glimpse of her pain, it comes wrapped in mystery, rumors, and unanswered questions. Did her circle set her up? Was Funky Dineva clowning her because he knows more than he's saying? Or are we just watching the ugly truth of industry rituals finally catch up to her? Either way, y'all, the saga ain't over. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Tamar's accident was just bad luck, or was something deeper and darker behind it? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you're rocking with the channel. Make sure you subscribe, because the next topic we're diving into might just blow this whole thing wide open.